People that are experiencing homelessness do often feel hopeless and do often think that no one cares. And part of that is borne out by reality. I think what makes organizations like Wheeler Mission and Outreach Inc., what makes them have a particular power is that they don't forget. Like, their mission is to remember.
My addiction had got so bad that I didn't really want to live anymore. I had recently been arrested and thought that there was no way that anyone would really benefit from my existence anymore.
The people that we have the privilege to serve at Wheeler are strong, they are survivors, they are resilient, they are powerful, and they need help remembering that. So often those experiencing homelessness feel invisible. And just being intentional about letting them know that you see them is an important first step.
There are many members of our community, many organizations that are serving the homeless, and we know that every group does something a little bit differently. So the conviction that we have at the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic is to know our part and to do it well, to do it for the glory of God.
Our partnerships are our backbone. I mean, without the Neighborhood Christian Legal Clinic, we wouldn't be able to provide these services, right? These legal services. So we have veterans who come in, and again, I'm telling their story to the media and to the public, who got their traffic tickets or child support sorted through or crimes expunged. And these are life-changing moments for these veterans. They're able to move on because they don't have this baggage and these obstacles mounting over their shoulders. And to have someone like Brian Dunkel come here and provide these services, these critical services to our veterans is so important.
To the veterans who are walking around here saying that your country don't care about you, there's no help out there. There really is. When I got my expungement, I felt a way that I haven't felt in a long time.
Some of the barriers that the veterans are having is translating their skills onto paper. So when they're going to apply for jobs, they may feel intimidated that there's a gap or that they may not be able to type at a certain, speed.
My felony didn't really stop me from getting jobs, but I'm pretty sure it stopped me from getting some jobs I really wanted.
We provide meals before every church service in almost all of our programming because we really, at the end of the day, we want to remove and eradicate every barrier that keeps our neighbors from hope, that keeps our neighbors from Jesus Christ, and keeps our neighbors from a flourishing life.
Our staff members who runs our 0 to 3 program, who works with mothers as they're expecting and then after their babies are born, we want to then transition them into other programs as the kids get older, get into the academy, into the after school, help the parents with, what other issues they might have. And so it's not just I'll teach you how to read to your 3-year-old and then now that he's 4, okay, now we can't help you anymore.
So socioeconomic poverty is only one part of the overall poverty that we see in our neighborhood and that we see in our world. And we truly believe that one of the greatest areas of need, one of the greatest areas of poverty is spiritual poverty. And everything we do as we're meeting needs, as we're providing meals, as we're journeying with our students, with our high schoolers, with parents, with our neighbors, our goal at the end of the day is also to show them the love of Jesus Christ.
Within the context of outreach, we have different roles that staff members play. Some of those are simply reaching out to the young people that we're serving, just simply engaging them where they are, just meeting them. And then when we come in here, it's getting to know their name. We call them by name, we get to know their story. There's no pressure. There's no you got to do something. It's we're here to serve you. Come in, grab a meal, take a shower. What can we help you? This is what we're about. But it's just like any other relationship. You develop rapport. You start to gain trust.
I get to have a better life because outreach had took me in and showed me that family doesn't have to be blood, or it doesn't have to be a horrible life.
Sometimes it's if a youth shows up and they don't have an appointment, it's saying, no, we didn't have an appointment today, you need to come back tomorrow. That doesn't mean we don't respond to the emergency, because those sometimes occur, but it's part of life. It's a life skill about planning and what is appropriate or what is inappropriate behavior or expectations. And so that boundary is sometimes very difficult, but it's the right thing to do, but not necessarily the easy thing to do.
So many of the injunctions in the Old Testament about doing justice for the orphan, the immigrant, the widow, and the poor are born out of the fact that you were once slaves in Egypt. And then you were homeless. You were a homeless wanderer for 40 years. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that when you have resources. Remember that when you come to the Promised Land. Remember that when you have the tendency to force people out or exclude people. Remember all that. Because that is what you need in order to do justice. So I think for the clinic, one of the things that we try to be very intentional about, because you have to be, if you're not intentional about it, you'll just slide into the default setting of thinking that you've kind of done this on your own, you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, and yeah, those who are experiencing homelessness, that's rough, but that's not my reality. Christ came to us when we were spiritually homeless, when we were without hope. And I think that's the real power behind the ministry that we're doing together. The ministry of going to those who are experiencing homelessness and telling them, first off, there is hope. And number two, I see you.